Welcome back. Oscar and Emmy nominee Mary McDonnell is back on the case. Season 3 of Major Crimes, a spinoff of the show Closer, is now back on TNT. Here to give us the lowdown on the new season and what we can expect is Mary McDonnell herself. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. So happy to be talking with you this morning. Congratulations on Season 3 of this very popular show, Major Crimes. Tell us what we can expect this season. In its third season.
Well, I think you can expect more of your beloved families that you love, these people who come together and solve crime and interrelate. I do think we're entering some very interesting, very difficult criminal situations this year, and a lot of it has to do with the element of children, the disenfranchised. And it gets very complicated and very, very responsible. We're taking a lot of responsibility for where law enforcement and the Justice Department may or may not serve our children well. And what I love about Major Crimes, what I love more and more, is that through the character of Sharon, and all of them really, but led by Sharon, they really do take their jobs to heart. And they do not drop the ball, and they do not disregard the complexities of the justice system. They try to work inside of it, and they try very sincerely to make it work. So I'm feeling more and more the kind of the intelligence of the situations is more compelling to me as we play it more. And I also think that there's a lot more that's going to happen this season between the characters. The sort of inter-office relationships get more, should we say, complicated and interesting.
Ooh, now let's say unfortunately you missed Season 1 and Season 2. Can you pick right up with Season 3?
I think you can. I really do think you can, because the characters are completely accessible. We find out, even in this very first episode that will be airing, you find out that you find out who people are to each other rather quickly. You know who's the boss. You know who are the lieutenant detectives. You know who is primarily used for this or that, and you see their interaction. So the crimes are crystal clear in James Duff's creation. So I think you can pick up with right there and get brought into and find the very first situation very compelling. And from there you can get to know the characters. Yes, I do think you can.
Well, good, good. And what I think is so interesting about this series is that it is a spin-off, of course, of The Closer.
Yeah.
And some spin-offs don't do well, but this has had huge success.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's an unusual situation because a lot of spin-offs take one character and bring them into a completely different environment. Do you know what I mean? When, you know, they started off in Cheers and they ended up in, I can't remember his character's name right now, but it was a great hit. But they didn't stay inside the bar, the Cheers environment. Major Crimes was spun off from The Closer. The Closer was also in the Major Crimes division in the LAPD. So the place remained the same. The objective to solve crime, to bring justice, to get the bad guys, still the same. 90% of the characters, still the same. New boss, new style, but subtly changed, didn't sort of hit you over the head with it. Took us a season to kind of emerge, different tone, but a very, very familiar home and a very familiar and beloved cast of characters. So we didn't lose the pans.
Interesting. Well, and I'm also interested to hear from you because you've been a part of some really big movies and award-winning movies, and now some great shows. So what do you like better? Is it TV or movies? Is it, I don't know, hard to compare?
Well, no, I mean, they're easy to compare because they're so different. Do you know what I mean? It's interesting. In the case of doing film, you're usually going on some exotic location. You have the entire narrative to study before. So the character arc has a beginning, a middle, and the end, and you go in and you create your nuance based upon a complete story. You get it all ready. You go to the location, and then you shoot it. television, every single episode, you are at the edge of your character's arc, which may not end for 5 years. And you are working very closely with writers on the set, and you are getting in there to find out what is the very rightest way to move forward. In film, quite often you don't have a writer on set. Do you know what I mean? The writer's long gone. So I like television is closer to me, to the experience of doing a play, where you are in a rehearsal room with the writer, with the director, and the producers moving towards your debut. You know what I mean? And there's a more collaborative, on your feet exchange between you and the writers. So they have very different feelings.
Very interesting. Well, what's next for you? I know this is keeping you busy, but are you working on anything else, or is this taking up all of your time?
I'm reading a lot of things, and I'm thinking about possibly producing something, and I'm also getting ready to go back to the stage next winter during the hiatus of Major Crimes between season 3 and season 4. I'm doing with my daughter and Olivia Mell, and with my dear friend David Strathairn and many amazing actors. We're doing a production of The Cherry Orchard at the People's Light Theater outside of Philadelphia. So I'm going back on the stage with my daughter. I know. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that is very exciting. And I know keeping you very busy, so thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us this morning.
Thank you.
Good luck on season 3 of Major Crimes. We will be watching. And of course, you can find out more info by heading to our website, fox4morningblend.com.
We are cooking up something good with actor John Leguizamo. Up next, find out if he has any real kitchen skills in his new movie, Chef.